I call Joe Hayes, Ngākoe.
Kia ora. I'm pleased to stand and take a call on the second reading of the Te Hiku Claims Settlement Bill. And I want to acknowledge the four Far North iwi te Aupōuri, Ngai Tākoto, Te Rarawa and Ngāti Kuri on the work that they have done to bring this bill, the negotiations, the kōrero, as we've heard from the other speakers in the House, the toing and froing, and especially the kōrero from Penny Henare, who gave us a good insight into the submissions that we never got, but everybody heard and had an opinion on it. And that's what our people are all about, Mr Speaker. As my colleagues have said, this is an omnibus bill and does result in 4 settlement acts or bills, separate bills for each of the iwi, as well as a provision in the bill to preserve the interests of the 5th Te Hiku iwi, Ngāti Kahu. And I too am saddened that Ngāti Kahu is not part of this and has not hasn't indicated when or if they want to settle with the Crown, because it is about coming together as one group, and you are very strong when you are one group. You can. I can tell you now, you can dictate quite a lot when you're a large group of people negotiating deals. Mr Speaker, this is, as my colleagues have said, is the second largest settlement bill coming through the House and of land going into Māori ownership. And I just want to talk about the area that, or the rohe of Te Hiku because Te Hiku means the tail of the fish, and obviously it's steeped in a lot of historical and cultural and spiritual significance, considering that Te Rerenga Wairua is, or the leaping place of our Wairua, is at the very tip of the rohe. And it is, when you walk up onto the whole area, the land area, it is very significant. I remember taking my children there and explaining to them about the leaping place of our Wairua, and they looked out into the sea, and we saw over to the Three Kings Island, and they said, "Can you see them, Mum? Can you see them?" And I said, "Oh, no, darling, but they said, is this where we're going to leap off from into Hawaii?" And I said, "Yes, it is." So, it is about all of those traditions that come down, are passed down, and, you don't have to be a member of Te Hiku iwi to know these traditions. I'm Ngāti Porou, Āti Haunui, Paparangi and Rangitane ki Wairarapa, and I was brought up with these ideals as well. I want to talk also about a little bit more about Te Onero a Tohe, and I was, as the member Penny Henare was talking about the tohero, I was thinking how I missed out on having a feed of those. It was most probably because my parents could not get hold of that, or there was a rahui on the beach at the time. But that is a significant place. I've been on them, as many have, and it's a very good place for a lot of recreational as well as customs and spiritual sustenance there, Mr Speaker. This bill will actually provide to Te Hiku, as I said before, some decision-making, not just over conservation land, but also over their economic development. And, with the commercial redress vesting the Aupōuri forest and 5 farms across the rohe to be returned to iwi ownership, that is actually a powerful position to be in. I come from a farming background, and I know that if you're together as a big group, you can negotiate your land prices, your meat prices, and that's with the works and agents, and that's very powerful to have, especially if you are not part of that group. Mr Speaker, there are many aspects to this bill, and I don't want to go on any further on this. I want to save my kōrero for our third reading, Mr Speaker. So without any further ado, I commend this bill to the House. Thank you.
I call David Clendon.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. Ke te mihi